Welcome to the RapidPlan 2.0 introductory tutorial. What this tutorial will do is it's just a bit of an overview of RapidPlan 2.0, and it's mainly targeted at people that are already familiar with the prior versions of RapidPlan. We'll go through and explain just a few of the things that are different with this version to the prior versions, just to help people get up to speed and make the transition relatively easily. Once you launch RapidPlan 2.0, you're going to be presented with a screen similar to what you can see here now. And this adjustment's just been made to try to make it a little bit easier for people to do the more common actions that they perform when they start up RapidPlan. You can see the options we have here. We can just create a new plan with default options, and that's just going to be your standard blank plan. You can adjust the defaults in the software, so that would be what you would want to produce if you wanted to just start a plan completely from scratch. The section option here is a new plan, but this one gives you the options of your plan size, your page layout, and so on, so that you can make those adjustments before you begin your plan in case you want to do a non-standard page layout, or you want to do something different to what the defaults are currently configured to. The third option here is to create a new plan from a screenshot. And this is what you would do if you wanted to produce a plan overlaid on your aerial photos, for example, or if you've got some mapping software, other diagrams or images in other programs that you want to make use of in RapidPlan. You would select this option here to use those directly in RapidPlan. The fourth option, new plan from template. This is how you would load up one of the templates. If you're in a region that has standard plans or typical plans, you can click on this button here to select the template that you want to use. You can load that up and then edit that to create your plan. Load existing plan. This is just going to let you load up any plans that you've created in the past. You can load your old RapidPlan plans in the new RapidPlan, and you can also load up obviously any plans that you've created in 2.0. Finally, here we've got just a tutorial button, and this is where you would access this tutorial or any of the other tutorials. Occasionally they'll be updated. We'll add in new tutorials. They should automatically be downloaded by the new system, and you can just watch those directly in the software without having to locate them in your start menu or similar. This section down here, this is just where you can select from any recent plans you've been working on. So rather than having to go through your files and find the plans, they'll just be listed here. To load any of those, you would just click on the link you want to load and it'll display the plan. What we're going to do for now though, we're just going to start off with a new plan with our default options. So I'm just going to click on the new plan button there, and you can see it just loads up with just a basic standard plan. So we're now ready to start drawing our diagram. The default layout in 2.0 when you first start the software will look relatively similar to what I have here. You can see we've got these tabs on the left hand side over here that are all of your standard tools that you can that you'll find in 1.9 and prior versions. There is also a few different tools in there that we'll go through in separate tutorials, some new tools. And then over here you can see we have our properties window, which is similar to the dialog box that you could display by double clicking on an object in 1.9 or earlier versions. You still can double click on objects to edit their properties just like you did in 1.9 and before, but this one here is just always available so that you can always make different adjustments to your plan without having to bring up that second dialog. At the moment you can see it's got just the diagram selected, so from there I could change things, for example like the whether or not the legend is displayed, if it's in black and white or fax mode. I can adjust the sign designations and so on. Just any of the basic diagram properties can be adjusted in that properties box. The tabs over here though, you can see if I move my mouse over the tabs, the tools will just slide out, and then once they've slid out like that, you've just got to click on the tool that you want to use it, much the same way as you would in the older versions of RapidPlan. And so as you can see, as I said earlier, there is a few new tools in there, but we'll explain those later. So just as an example, I can just grab the polygon tool here, click on it, and then on my plan I can just click and draw my basic shape onto the plan. To show how this properties works again, if I click on that polygon that I just drew, you can see that these properties over here now adjust to reflect the object that I have selected. So I can adjust the width of the pen that's been used to draw it, the color that it's been drawn with, whether or not it's filled in with the color, and I can also adjust whether or not this object is displayed in the legend, and if it is, what name it's going to have in the legend. So that's another improvement on 1.9. In 1.9 you were able to add signs and so on into the legend. In 2.0 you can add anything you want into the legend, and it's just a matter of clicking on the object and changing the name and adjusting its properties to make it so that it'll automatically display in that legend. So with this properties box though, and also these other tabs over here, all of these can be adjusted and moved wherever you need to. So once you're sort of familiar with how the properties work, you may not need it to be displayed all the time. So what you can do, there's a little pin icon here and there's a little X icon in the corner. Now all of these windows have the same thing. You'll see they'll all have a little pin and a little X. The little X is just going to close it, so it'll hide the window entirely. And what the little pin does is it either pins it or unpins it from the side of the screen. So this one over here, for example, the properties, if I click the pin icon there, you can see now that my properties is also hiding off the screen much the same way as these other windows do. So if I just mouse over that, it's going to come out. Take my mouse off it, it's going to disappear. With any of those windows, if you want them to just stay out temporarily while you look through them, if you just click on the tab, you'll see it'll stay out while I move my mouse away. I can sort of take my time selecting what I want, and if I want it to go away I can just click it again and it'll disappear off to the side. So if any of these tabs you wanted out permanently, you can pin them. So if I want my signs to stay out, for example, I click the pin and you can see now it's just permanently out there. And then what that does is you'll see now my other palettes are available down the bottom here where I can click on those to select through them. Another neat feature with the way that this works is with any of these windows you can actually drag them and move them wherever you want to. So you can see all I did here is if I click at the top here where it says signs, click here and drag, you can see now I've got a window that I can move around. These little icons will appear on the screen. You can see we've got this one in the middle here which will let us sort of specify what sides we want to pin that window. Or I can just drag it to the side window, or if I want to I can just leave it floating. So if I let go of my mouse here now, you can see now I've got a floating window. I can adjust the size, move it around some more, and so then you can see it's much more similar to the style of the windows in 1.9 where they were just freely floating. And then I have my other tools as tabs down the bottom there, but again with those, if I did want to go again back closer to the style of 1.9, I can just grab those as well and just drag those out separately too. So if I drag that one off the side, you can see now I've got a primitive objects window and I also have my signs window. So you have got the flexibility to make the appearance look much more like 1.9. The disadvantage then though is that once they're floating out there they do take up screen space and it is much harder to hide them. But if you do want to dock them back again and go back to the maximizing your space, all you need to do is just drag those windows onto one of these arrows. So either on the side or in the middle. So I'll put this one on the side, and it's just going to repin it on the side, and then if you click the pin icon it's just going to hide it again. So it goes back to the automatically hiding and automatically displaying. So we'll do the same with this one. We'll just drag that back over and then we'll pin that on there. So that's just the basic interaction with the palettes, how to hide them, how to show them, and how you can cycle between the different tools and fully customize it. And it will remember whatever adjustments you make when you exit the software. When you come back in, those same changes will be visible when you reload the software. There's a few other small changes with regards to navigation in 2.0. One of the main ones is just how you can scroll between your plans if you've got multiple plans open. Rather than having to rely on the window menu or minimizing them all to find the right one, we've implemented this tab system across the top here, and from here you can just select the different plans that are open. Mine will have the same name just because I've created a bunch of new plans, but once you've saved your plans those names will be updated with the names of plans that you have given them. With those tabs up there you can also cycle between your plans visually using the control key and the tab key on your keyboard. If you hold down control and hit tab, the screen will change similar to what I have here, and from there you can see you can just tab through those plans so you can see the actual plan you want to switch to, and then once you release the control button, it's going to bring that plan up on the screen. So you can see I can just toggle through another one, and then up it'll come. So those are the main navigation changes. Just a few other things I want to point out. With the interface, because it is so adjustable and you can change it all, oftentimes you might accidentally close a palette that you want to retrieve, or you just want to reset the layout to the initial look. So on the view menu here, you can see we've got these options here where you can click on any of these entries here to hide them or display them. So you can bring those up or hide them again. And if you happen to have moved it all around and changed it in such a way that you just want to go back to the default, the original layout, you just click on this reset component layout here, and it's going to return all of the menus to the original positions.